What's up, Basel? Hey, oh my God, so nice to be here. It is genuinely nice to be here back in Switzerland. I used to live in this country. I lived in Lausanne for like 3.5 years, and this is the first time I'm back in Switzerland in over 3 years. And when I arrived in Basel this morning, a sensation came over me that I haven't felt since the last time I was here. And that was the urge to shoplift. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's very easy to do here. I don't steal anywhere else, but in Switzerland, I'd be stealing all the time. Like, people who say that Switzerland does not have a strong social welfare system don't know about the Migros self-checkout counter. Yeah. I was a student here. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. So it's really nice to be back. Some people in the front row may have already noticed, but I'm just going to point this out right now. I'm covered in birthmarks. I've got birthmarks from head to toe. I was born like this, and I've had them my whole life. And growing up with, lots of spots on you, you get bullied a little bit as a kid, and that's kind of no, this is a comedy show. Got to keep it light, people. Got to keep it light. No, because the hard part of that is not really getting bullied necessarily. It's that sometimes my bullies would say funny stuff. Like one time, this kid called me the 102nd Dalmatian, and that's just objectively hilarious. What am I gonna? I have no comeback to that. Also, it's like kind of psychologically fucked up, comparing me to the shitty sequel to 101 Dalmatians. Psychological undermining, if you ask me. But kids, that's one thing, right? Kids saying mean stuff to you. But what was really crazy is when adults say weird stuff to you. Like one time, I met this mom of a kid that I knew, and she met me for the first time. She looked at me and she goes, "You have the disease of the giraffe." The disease of the giraffe. I still don't know what that means. I've asked doctors about it. And I don't know. Now, anytime I'm eye level with a house plant, I take a little bite out of it just to make sure. Maybe it's gotten worse. I don't know. But the best thing that anyone ever said to me was, my grandmother is like very Irish and very Catholic. And she's friends with a very, very Irish, very, very Catholic nun. And I met her, and she pulled me aside, and she said, Julian, there's nothing to be ashamed about. Every single one of those spots is a kiss from baby Jesus himself. And I was like, really? Baby Jesus likes me? Baby Jesus be giving me little kisses like that? Ooh. But I had to disappoint this nun because when she told me this, I realized something that she didn't realize, which is that baby Jesus, kind of a sloppy bitch, it turns out. Because I got a big one on my ass, and that's all I'm going to talk about. That's all I'm going to say about that shit. A little bit more about me. This is not even a joke. This is just a fun fact about myself. I have a degree in contemporary dance. I have a bachelor's degree in contemporary dance, and I got that degree so that when I meet people who did gender studies, they feel confident in their life choices. I did it for them, plural and singular. If you know, you know. And people always ask me when I tell them that, they always ask me like, Julian, what is contemporary dance? And I always give them the same answer. Contemporary dance, it's very simple. All you need to be a contemporary dancer is you need to have a passion to move back in with your parents. Hello, mom and dad, I'm back. Round 2, baby. No, it's crazy, right? Because it used to be that, it was only artists who would move back in with their parents, but now there's a fucking global housing crisis. Engineers are moving back in with their parents. They're encroaching on my territory. I find it very rude. And, in this global housing crisis, I just think that there's one small silver lining that I'd like to point out, which is that we haven't really had like a high-profile serial killer case in the last 15 years. And I think that's just because it's way harder to hide bodies when you have housemates. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're like, hi, Jeffrey, we found an ear. It's none of our business, you know. We all have our own separate lives. But we did find it on top of all the dishes that you haven't done. So now we need to have a collective conversation. And, you know, remember like back in the day, you'd watch a documentary and they're like, he buried the bodies on his 15-acre property. And you're like, 15 acres? Ooh la la. What do I have to do to get killed by this guy? Have rich parents? And now, I mean, if you are a serial killer and you have like a basement with, you know, lighting and drainage for the blood and stuff, in today's economy, that's an Airbnb. That's a marketing gimmick. You're like, me and my girlfriend, we booked 2 nights at the serial killer hotel. How much did it cost us? Just an arm and a leg. That one's for me. That one's not for you. That one's for me. I stand by that joke. But it makes sense, you know. It makes sense why serial killers would want to rent out their basement. Because I don't know if you've ever had a landlord, but to me it feels very similar to someone slowly peeling off your skin and eating a little bit of it every month. It's a more cost-effective way of spreading misery, is being a landlord. Landlords they're cowardly people, landlords. You know, there's brave people in this there's brave people in this world, like firefighters, paramedics, humanitarians. But there's a new category of brave person, in my opinion. I've discovered this new category of brave person in our society, and it's the people on public transport who watch TikToks with no headphones on. These people are very brave, very, very brave souls, because you need to have a lot of conviction in your own like moral sanctity to just let your reputation fly on the whims of the algorithm. Do you know what I mean? Like, if I did that shit, it would go very quickly from like, here's how to make a breakfast sandwich for $5 to top 10 reasons fascism is a great idea. It's like, chill, algorithm. This is not a public transport TikTok. Chill, please. As you can tell, I'm not a fascist. I have a mullet. Clearly, I'm fucking bisexual and very progressive. Like, I'm so progressive, right, that like during sex, on the rare occasion that it happens for me, I don't like to be called mommy. I don't like to be called daddy. I want to be called parental figure because it's very neutral. You know, it's gender neutral. It's nice. It's clean. It's more inclusive. I am bisexual, obviously, and an interesting thing about being bisexual is like when you're in a heterosexual relationship, like when I'm dating a woman, like sometimes, even though we're in a heterosexual relationship, in the bedroom it can still get a little gay sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes, you know, she'll put a finger in my ass, and sometimes I'll acknowledge her feelings. You know, gay stuff like that. just regular gay shit like that. You know. I wasn't kidding about the fact that I'm a contemporary dancer, so I think I'm just going to leave you on a short contemporary dance solo, if you don't mind, if you'll indulge me. All right, hold on. All right, get ready. Here we go. People in the back, watch closely. I call this solo Pizza Chef, Lost at Sea. You've been wonderful. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you very much.